Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. So right now it's a Saturday, 9:44 p.m. And I'm really sorry. I tried recording earlier, but we don't have I cannot record properly sa e-library right after the program. And this Saturday, whole day ang seminar ng research ng English Filipino HM. So, hindi ko kayo naabutan. But as of now, what we're gonna do is we'll discuss some we're about to finish. I think malapit-lapit na tayong matapos sa discussion natin. So habol tayo sa midterm week natin. But what we're about to do is we'll be having a demonstration teaching, isn't it? So isa siya sa activities natin. And during our lesson planning, no, during our makeup class na I am requesting for you what we're gonna do is I'll be discussing how to make a lesson plan. And for kung sino ang mauuna, which your question, at first I was thinking if we'll start with the contemporary, the works of contemporary, and then popular, and then emergent literature. But maybe what I'm gonna do na lang is magkakaroon tayo ng randomizer. Okay, so we'll be having a randomizer so that it will be easier for you and for the rest and wala tayong anuhan, lungkot. Baka kasi sabihin niyo, "Ma, I don't wanna be first." But sige, we'll have a randomizer and we'll start our demonstration teaching right after the midterm exam. So after ng midterm week, we'll now have the demonstration teaching. Kung sino mauna, puro siya hanggang sa makatapos tayo nun. So we'll be utilizing the 3 hours because it's really important na matapos natin yung mga yon. So 20 minutes lang naman and as much as possible, bilisan natin yung mga demo. Why? Because if we will not have that, what will happen is baka biglang mawalan ng pasok due to rain or flooding. So, kailangan natin maging mabilis mag-discuss. So, let's continue our discussion. I believe that we're now in the poem section na tayo, which is kind of nice. I'm not a fan of poems. They said that poems is easier compared to short stories. Eh, poems are longer. I know, short stories, novels are longer. But poems are short, are concise, are brief, but it's easier. I know, it has a lot of meaning because imagine all of your emotions, all of your ideas will be compressed into one poem, which is relatively shorter than a short story. And each rhymes and so on is kind of different. Different talaga siya in others. So now, I have a question for you. Um, okay. So let's have the question. Ayan. Questions to ponder. You don't need to answer this question sa inyong yellow paper. Don't worry. I know you're still recovering from the activities that we have. Although we have a lot of activities pa after this one. But questions to ponder. When you enter a bookstore, what kind of books do you usually choose? So I'll be answering this. Usually I check for mystery, fantasy, erotic sometimes. And I want something that is very gore. I love I look for detective stories, stories about murder. For me it's kind of interesting. And do you have any preference as what you want to buy? Yes, that's true. I already told you that. And what factors influence your choice? The cover for me is very important. And I know some people they see don't judge the book by its cover, but let's face it that some covers are very important in the totality of the book. Kasi the cover will grasp your attention. Parang, wow, that's a kind of cute cover. Parang ganon. So let me check the back, at the back, diba? It's part of it. For those who prefer reading from websites, how are the works organized and classified? So usually we have websites, which I already shared. I don't know if you remember, I already shared some websites at GC. And I asked someone to give me a recommendation in which we could download this, ano, not to read online, yung mga ganon. But I think it's downloadable. You could read it sa PDF. Because back then, my mom and dad are supportive when it comes to reading. But of course, I need to buy the book using my allowance. And my allowance is not that big compared to my other classmates. And books cost 700, 800, and it's kind of not in my budget. And we don't have a library, which is sad. Wala kaming library, nakakalungkot. And that's why what I did is I look for PDF versions. Sometimes I borrow to my classmates, but I borrow to my cousin. My cousin has her own library, which is, my God, so good. And I think by what hindi siya tumitingin sa presyo. Okay. So it's kind of good. So now, sorry, we'll be reading a poem, which is Vision and Prayer by Dylan Thomas. This poem is quite different because it's like this. Uh, Who are you who is born in the next room, so loud to my own that I can hear the womb opening in the dark run, over the ghost and drop sun, behind the wall thin as Werin's moan, in the birth bloody room unknown, to the burn and turn of time, and the heartprint of man, boasts no baptism, but dark alone, blessing on the wild child. I must lie, still as stone, by the rend bone wall hearing the moan of the mother hidden and shadowed head of Maine, casting tomorrow like a thorn, and the midwives of miracle sing until turbulent newborn burns me his name, and his flame in the winged wall is torn by his storied crown and the dark throne from his loin and bright light. Now, what did you observe in the first two stanzas of the poem? So now, this is part of your activity. So I want you to share what you observe in the first two stanzas of the poem. Now, so it will be easier for you, we will go back. Go back tayo. Ano ba yung nakikita natin? First two stanzas. This one. What do you observe in the first two stanzas of the poem? So later, we'll be sharing our works. Siguro yun ang gagawin natin. We'll be sharing our works together. Okay, write it on your notebook. Next. Next question. What can you say about the style of the poet? Can you say anything? What have you observed? Is it normal? Is it the usual? Ayun. What are the imagery present in the first two stanzas? And are there any rhetorical device present? And maybe at the fifth question, you don't need to answer this one. As you can see in this one, we could say that there's a child labor. Child labor, no, a labor. Okay, so may labor, child labor. Pinagtrabaho. Okay. So a labor, which you could see it's kind of beautiful. It's so different, so relaxing, yet you know the pains of the mother, the child, and so on, diba? It's kind of different. Now, poems are the oldest literary form. It comes before written texts, and its Greek word is poema, meaning something made. And there's various elements. Poems have a lot of elements talaga, as in super daming elements. And let's discuss each elements so that it will be easier for you. Because knowing the elements will allow you to understand certain poems. I remember there was a time that when when we have a class with one of our professors back then during college, he have he told us that we have one poem, elegy written in the country churchyard. We have one poem. We studied that for 3 hours. Imagine that. One poem for 3 hours. All imagery, all metaphor, everything we discussed. And he told us, did you know that this elegy written in the country churchyard, before even to fully understand this one, you need 50 books. Now we could search what's the meaning of each and everything. But before, the scholars studied that for 50 books, reference. So sobrang dami siya. And the poem itself is actually very long. Ang haba ng poem na yan. Kaya kung kunwari pinarecite ka tapos yan, grabe. Dinaigang 11 minutes ni Taylor Swift na kanta. Sobrang dami. Now, we do have the different elements of poetry, one of which is imagery. It's a vivid and descriptive language. When we say imagery, it feels like this is one of my favorite part when it comes to reading books and reading poems. It's the imagery. Why? It was said that if, for instance, you watch something and it's predetermined. The things because of budget, everything. Co- there's a budget constraint, and the things that you would witness, kulang siya. Because the power of the brain is very, very complicated. That's why you could feel it. And it's because of imagery. The way you the way you presented these things carefully, the way the author presented this, you could feel that you are there. You could even smell it, which I love. There was a time that, although this is not a poem, because I don't usually read poems, there was a time that I was reading a novel. It's, I know you're familiar with this horror movie, Amityville. My friend said, he owns the book. He said that, Dayan, I think there's a book that you might like. Nakita ko sa bahay. Read this one. Okay, sige. Dalin mo. So, bakasyon yon, Amityville. I think yung kwarto ko kasi noon, malayo dun sa, lumipat kasi ako ng kwarto ngayon. Gusto ko lumipat dun sa malamig na, ayoko mag-aircon. So, nag-soloist ang person. So, ngayon, basa siya. Basa, basa, basa. Sabi doon, dito daw malalaman mo kapag there's a demon present. Nabasa ko. Naamoy mo. Yung smell is a very putrid. It seems that you smell gas and everything is it's cold. Parang ganon, sobrang sobrang detailed niya. Na from the book and also the word that you could hear something, even I think there's also a music box na sounds and sort of dun sa story. So sobrang engrossed, sobrang ganda ng image talaga that was presented by the author. Naamoy ko siya. Naramdaman ko siya, parang lumamig sa pwesto ko. And I heard something. That's why I ran. I didn't close the book and I ran. Sabi ko, tanghali na lang ako magbabasa. This is too much. This is too big for me. I don't want that one. And there was this book. I was reading a book. It's about a certain serial killer. And my cousin said, ate, basahin mo. Pero ang lansa ng libro. Ha? Malansa? Why? Amoy dugo. Grabe yung author. So I read and it's really, I don't know how you could describe the words, the crime scene, how the author used imagery to describe everything from what you could feel. when you touch something, the temperature of this, the smell, the smell of blood, what you would see, what you would feel, everything is there. So, shucks, that's a good book. That's why I bought the second book, but I haven't finished it yet. Sinamad ako, di ko nga alam kung nasa. But I bought the second book because of that. And I might read it again. Now, metaphor directly compares two unrelated things, highlighting their similarities. When you directly compare without putting like or as, or you completely compare the in Filipino may wala siyang para kang kasi simile yun. That is metaphor. Directly comparing two unrelated things. It could be two human, no, not human being kasi being they have certain qualities. But a sun and a person, a moon and a person, you could use that. So it's a thing. Where simile, on the other hand, is compared to things different, but your use, like or as. Para kang asukal, sinta mismo, so those things. Symbolism, use of objects, images, or actions that are present, abstract ideas, concept, or qualities. So we use symbolism as something, for example, one of my favorite symbolisms, we do have an activity. Honestly, I know that you have a lot of things to do right now. And I don't want to compare our batch with your batch. Kasi syempre, we were also compared. But we have this teacher. I love our subject. And it is creative writing. We also have, aside from creative writing, he's our teacher in creative writing. And we also have this subject with him. Kalimutan ko yun eh. Pero yun yung, oh my God, I forgot the subject itself. Basta the concept of that subject is you will not creative, right? Creative writing kasi is you will make eh. And this one naman is you will judge, you will check if what the meanings of the words. I forgot that. Criticism, ayun, literary criticism. So one of our projects is in symbolism. Hindi siya project eh. It's activity, 1 week activity. We need to watch Lord of the Rings. The trilogy. Not just one, not just two, but the trilogy. It's up to you if you will read the book as long as you watch the trilogy. We only have a week. So we have, for instance, I think less than 7 days. So we watched that. According to him, in symbolism, everything has its own meaning. So, for example, when a leaf falls down, there's a meaning on it. Something bad is happening. If there's a rain, there's also an omen. If there's a sunlight, o kaya white, even the color of Gandalf, white, imagine he is there's a negative thing happening, everyone is wearing black, but Gandalf will go down and there's help, we will win, white, yeah, like that. Even in this one is from humanities, the 12, no, not the 12, but what do you call that, kay Dan Brown, yung oh, I forgot. With Magdalene, the 12, the Last Supper. So it was said that Magdalene was removed. Actually, Magdalene was there, but he was removed. And there's a symbol of like this. Symbols like this means women because it symbolizes womb. All phallic stages, one of our phallic is men. That's why California girls, yeah, yung mga ganon, everything. And even sa Game of Thrones, isn't it, it was mentioned that technically there's already a symbolism there, and you know that he will be the the king na. And you also know that Targaryen, I mean, the Emilia Clarke will not be the queen. Why? Because the throne itself, the forged throne, is full of melted swords, which is phallic stage, and only king would be male. Parang gano'n. Okay? Personification attributes human characteristics or qualities to inanimate objects, giving them human-like qualities. So, for example, you are personifying things. From a thing that doesn't have anything, ipapersonify mo siya to, it feels like, okay, ito ay parang, para kang para kang pinya, maraming mata, mga ganon, di ba? Pinya ka ba? Ay, no, 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 mali pala, mali. Joke, 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 mali, baliktad. So, yung dances pala, usually, yung trees are dancing, hindi mo sila nagda-dance, bibitbox lang, gano'n. Hindi naman, di ba? We also have alliteration, the repetition of consonant sounds, usually the words at the beginning of the words. So, Peter Piper, pick a peck of pickled peppers. Ayan, shill shell. So, I love tongue twisters. One of my favorites, of course, Peter Piper, pick a peck of pickled pepper. I also love the woodchuck. Try nga natin. Woodchuck pala yan. One of our activities before, ayon. This one, I remember during our oral communication class, we are required to memorize certain, kaya kabisado ko yung Peter Piper, pick a peck of pickled peppers because of we are required to memorize a certain anong tawag dito? Certain this na for alliteration. For example, this one of my favorite as well, pero hindi ko siya kabisado. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? That's CH and wood. Ang relo ni ang relo ni Leroy, Leroy pala, ang relo ni Leroy ay Rolex. Okay, so R. So those things. So alliteration siya. And the next one, also have another. Of course, rhyme is the repetition of sounds. So, huwag kayong malilito, alliteration is repetition of consonant sounds, while rhyme is the repetition of similar sounds. We also have meter, the rhythmic structure or pattern in a poem. We do have a lot of meter depending on the author. If you will be reviewing for your board examination, you need to make sure what kind of meter is the usual thing ng author na 'to. Yun yung magdadala sa inyo. Repetition naman is the intentional use of words, phrases, sounds, or lines. It's intentional because you're highlighting something you would like the readers to, you are putting uh, stress in these words because it's very important in the totality of the sentence. The tone is the attitude or emotional expression of the poet towards the subject matter. So what do without saying that he is mad, how do you feel that the author is mad? The projected tone is mad. Maybe the use of words that could tell it's mad. Theme is a central idea or underlying message explored in the poem. It's not just about friendship, hindi siya ganon, very broad yun. But it could be something more, deeper. So when you ask for a theme, hindi na kayo pwede, about love, about friendship. What kind of love? Unrequited love, what else? So yun. Structured and form, the organization of arrangement of lines, stanzas, and overall layout of the poem. We also have, we already have this one. Ba't bumalik pala ako? Sorry. We already have simile, metaphor, personification. Hyperbole is the exaggerated version. We love hyperbole. I know, we're Filipinos. We exaggerate things. Ang lakas mo kumain. Mauubos mo na 100 plato, 'di ba? So it's not, but you cannot do that. I guess, but unless you are hinata, okay. So you could. Synecdoche is substituting part of the whole or vice versa. Lend me, for example, part lang siya, your hands, ears, as a whole na siya. But you're not referring to lend me your ears. Of course, not just you. Ayun na. Oh, chop, chop. No, it's not. But be present as a whole. Be present in the moment. Metonymy substituting a word for another which is closely related. For example, the crown. So, of course, if it's the crown, it's king. Example, yan. That's metonymy. What else? We also have litsotes is the understatement version of hyperbole. Kapag hindi naman siya sobrang OA, ano naman siya, nonchalant version. Allusion is unexplained reference of person, place, or event. Allegory brings together characteristics or events and figures of speech to represent abstract principles. Onomatopoeia is the roar, buzz, meow, crunch. Pun is a play of words to achieve humorous effect. Yung mga homonyms. And paradox is trope and statement which appear contradicting observed on the surface, but it's actually a fact. Those are part of figurative language. It adds depth into the ordinary and plain thoughts where literary language falls short. Now, as you can see, we are now discussing the figurative language in elements of poems. Now, you will now know that, okay, if, for instance, you don't have reference for this matter, it will be hard for you to understand. Kaya, hindi nakakapagtaka that some people do not like reading because before you don't have reference to certain things. I understand na but pag ganito to, anong for example, the allusion, allegory, paradox, pun, yan yung apat na yan. If you don't know the and symbolism, if you don't know the reference, you will find it boring and it's not understandable. There was a poem, one of my uh the Jabberwocky. Okay, so let's check that one. Wait, I'll be searching Jabberwocky. Sorry na, Jabberwocky. So, for example, this one, ayan. So wait for a moment. We have mentioned my professor before. He mentioned this one. And I don't understand. I thought that, okay, so may problema ba sa akin? Bakit hindi ko maintindihan? Yung pala, it doesn't make sense if you check it word per word. But it makes sense as well. So we have the Jabberwocky. I hope you're familiar with Alice in Wonderland. It was mentioned there. So it was this one. It was brillig in the slitty toes, did Gar and Gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome rats outgrave. Beware! The Jabberwocky, my son! The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jubjub bird, and shun the frumious brand the snatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time in Maxome foe he sought. So rested by the tumtum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And, as in elfish thought he stood, the Jabberwocky with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. One, two, one, two, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker snap. He left it head with its head. He went galloping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwocky? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Of Rabjus, Kalu, Calais. He chortled in his joy. It was brillig, and the slitty toes did gar and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome rats outgrave. That one, my God, it's hard for me to understand talaga. Imagine a college student. But when we discuss that one, during our class. And my classmates also did not understand. So for me, okay, buti na lang din yun naiintindihan kasi baka pagalitan ako. And during that time, uh, my professor is very strict. As in, kapag hindi mo alam, papalabas ka or mababagsak ka talaga. Parang, ngayon kasi 'di ba, meron kayong ano, tawag dito, meron kayong we need to give you ano yung tawag dun sa grades hinihingi niyo? Consultation. And you need to see where that 30 30 30 30 10 napupunta. Back in college, if for example, you did na ano yan eh, one, two, for example, kayo buong tatawagin kayo, isa, 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 dalawa, tatlo, ganyan, sunod-sunod kayo. And my professor has this book of life. So imagine we will be having maybe 5 meetings. Kunwari na lang, abot ng 5 meetings. Depende, kunwari 18. But every day, he'll discuss things. Tapos, you are only given a chance every day, siguro one or twice. If you did not answer or you don't know the answer, there's a big chance na makatres ka or bagsak. Kailangan masagot mo siya. Matatantosan ka. Which is of course scary kasi I remember there was a time I know a Crespo. So I know all of the answers except for the question that I have. So it's kind of exhausting because I know everything but except for the questions that will be asked to me. So it's kind of hard talaga. You need to study. And but the problem is we don't have the syllabus. So I don't know what to study. So isa yun sa problema ko. So what's the meaning of the poem that I have um mentioned? Honestly, you could check this one with Through the Looking Glass of Alice in 1871. And we are aware with the Jabberwocky, which is a terrifying monster with a sharp claws, and the Jubjub word in the Jabarna's touch. Now, it's a story of slaying this monster. Which, if you have watched The Looking Glass with the Alice in Wonderland, you will know. And imagine a nonsense words means something, diba? So, ang galing. And in addition to that one, ito, I don't know if naalala niyo pa, yung Butchiki. It was a popular song back then. And I thought it's a Chinese word. Sorry po, pero it was a Chinese word, pero hindi siya Chinese word pala. So, butchiki, kiki, sige, I don't know, sige, I'll give you, baka kasi siya maano eh, pero the word is butchiki talaga. As in, that is the, siguro hindi naman mababan yung videos na to. So, I'll just read na lang. I'll be singing you the butchiki. This is actually a song which very popular back then. Ni Butchikik by Yoyoy Villame. So, ayan. I'll sing. So, baka sabihin niyo, Ma'am Mayet, Ma'am Marita, ano po yun? Pakantahin niyo yan sa kanya. Sige, tanong niyo kay Ma'am Mayet. Chinese po ba to? So, I'll sing. Kong choy la, chi chi di kong koy la, but si ik, ek, bo bo chi chang, chi chi di kong tong nang, but si kik, ek, chỉ đi bong bong chơi cho được con lối chỉ đã bố bố chỉ cha được nên con trắng nào tiếng đông cha càng bố bố được chỉ kí okay, so okay na yon. So those bochiki is actually doesn't mean anything. But we memorize this song because it's very popular And it doesn't, I thought it's a Mandarin class, but it's actually not. Okay? So, hindi siya, it doesn't make sense. Tama ba? Baka mamaya it does. Sabi ng prof ko, teka nga i-check, I want to counter check. Mamaya ay mali pala. Yeah, sabi ng prof ko, it doesn't mean anything. But, it's parang Mandarin, pero hindi siya Mandarin talaga. So, anyways. Now, irony, it's what is said becomes the opposite of its basic feature. We also have oxymoron, the statement that combines two elements that in ordinary usage are usually opposites. Alliteration, direct address of person or personified abstract. I know, this is not alliteration. Sorry, hindi ko siya na-edit. Um, Rhetorical question is a question we just not expect answers but emphasize. Oh, parang nag-ano ka dyan, parang you ask question to Rizal, but you cannot, Rizal, of course, cannot answer back. So, sorry na ulit-ulit. Now, let's try this activity. Let's check which of the following are examples of figurative language. So, I want you to answer that on your notebook, page 57. So, this is the first one, and second one, and third. Okay, so we could pause, and then we could discuss next meeting. So, we have this one, Carlin's cybersecurity, military intelligence, jump shrimp, plastic glass. Okay. Less is more by minimalist. Your life is bland and meaningless. Ano kayang figurative language ito? Itong tatlo. Next, let's try this activity. Now that you're refreshed with the different elements of poetry, let us unleash your skill and dive in with this poem. Let's check if there are any elements of poetry present in this poem, and how does it differ from the traditional poem you know, and what are its characteristics. So I want you to answer this one on your notebook, and then we'll discuss it sa klase. The dollhouse. So I'll be giving you 5 minutes. If you want to read this one, you could pause it for more. Okay. So answer that, and we will discuss it with the class next meeting. Hopefully. Okay. So next is supposedly kasi this is a class. So now it's your turn, but don't worry. Don't you don't need to do this one. Okay, so sorry. Supposedly you'll be having a quiz, but I want you first to postpone this quiz. Kasi I want to meet you first before anything else. So, but I hope that when we meet, you'll have the copy of The Wizard of Oz per group. Kahit online lang. Okay? Because next meeting, we'll be having drama. Okay? So make sure that you have the copy of that next meeting. So this Friday. So I hope you could watch this one until Friday with your assignments, of course. So yun lang. Marami pong salamat. Bye-bye. I'll stop for a while. Akala ko tatapusin ko na to. Hindi. Didiscuss pa tayo. Okay? Stop sharing. And I'll be ending this record. Stop.